Hey guys, good afternoon. It is October and things are really winding down quickly in the garden. We've had the weather turn pretty chilly pretty quickly, but there's still a lot to be done and a lot happening. So I wanted to give you an October garden tour. So here's our what has been our main entrance. A little foreshadowing there of what's to come. And I still am getting the Chinese long beans. I am letting some get crunchy and go to seed, and I've already begun collecting those seeds so that I can replant them next year. I enjoyed having them. They tasted great. It's awesome. The marigolds are just spilling over into the walkway and just looking great. And these will continue to look good into November. We are beginning to wait till the flowers get nice and crunchy, like this one here is starting to get crunchy. And once they get crunchy, we will harvest them and save those for replanting next season. Okay, over here, I decided to put in a few rows of things, and unfortunately an animal came in and dug up where I planted spinach, and so I literally only got one spinach plant, but that's okay. I have radishes here that are growing, and I'm not going to bother thinning them. We'll just eat what we get. And then over here I filled with lettuce, and there's some weeds, but the lettuce is all starting to come up. And I can cover this bed with some glass windows and make it a cold frame to keep that lettuce going, hopefully until December. Okay, so if we walk around this side, and up this little path, I decided to put some carrots in pots, and they are doing really well. So I've got carrots over here. Again, more marigolds. And then I'm just gonna step over onto this other path. I have had a farm intern the last couple months. This is a young lady from the homeschool community who is really wanting to go into the area of horticulture and also study medicinal herbs and things like that. And so she comes every Tuesday and we work on projects, and I said that she was more than welcome to plant something here. So she put together this teepee with stuff around our property, and she is growing spinach. She is growing sugar snap peas, which we need to tie in. They're kind of starting to fall over, tie in. She's growing, I can't remember what this is, if it's collards or it might be cauliflower or broccoli. Anyway, it goes all around the teepee, and again, the sugar snap peas are definitely ready for us to start tying up, and all the way around. So she is growing that. And then remember my middle crazy tomato section? Well, we're starting to take that all down. It's really, the tomatoes are really done growing. We still have a few plants that I'll leave and see how far we can get them. You can see the tomatoes growing in there. But the spoon tomato section was just a disaster because I really did not understand this variety. And I am saving some seeds from those, and I will grow them more responsibly next season. So this is just our harvest from cleaning up today. We've got a lot of tomato. I'm teaching my son about collecting seeds. So these are basil seeds. We're starting to grab some a variety of marigold that get very long stems. You can see some of them over here. And they make beautiful bouquets. And we've got some beautiful peppers. Some of the really tiny ones we've just been feeding to the guinea pig, and he just loves them. They're packed with vitamin C. And I've got some red beans I'll chop up and go with dinner tonight. So we're cleaning this up. And the foreshadowing about moving this main walkway has to do with the fact that we are building a greenhouse. So we've been working on this for the past several weeks. We're not as, we've been amazing. We're only working on it on Tuesday mornings for 2 to 4 hours. And then we've had one extra work day on a Saturday, and basically that's it. So we've dug out a trench, we filled it with pea gravel. We are leveling the 4x4s, and then the greenhouse, that will be the foundation for the frame, and that will go directly on that. And we'll backfill with, I think either Quickcrete or something else. And then the greenhouse will go here. It is a 9-foot by 28-foot greenhouse. And we intend to try passive heating, at least initially. So I have several barrels that we'll be filling with water, which will absorb heat during the day and then give it off at night. And then I'll be planting directly into the ground as well as on shelving. And I'll be growing all manner of fall and spring veg throughout the winter. And then we'll be looking on adding some actual heating just so that we can maybe have some, like a lime tree or some fun things like that. So this is a project that my sister and I are working together on so that we can grow food for our family and hers. And I'm really, really excited about it. So that means that this area through here will become my new central walkway, and the arch, the round trellis, will be moved to here. And then we'll come up this main path leading to the garden. And my friend Carol is someone who has been gardening with me for 5 years or more. And she and I are really excited about planting cornflower all down the sides in the spring so we can have beautiful blue flower bouquets throughout the summer. Cornflower is just so stunning. So anyway, really excited about that project. So if we go back over to what has been our main path, you can see all the old tomato plants that I'm ripping out and composting. To this side path, there's the teepee. I did plant some asparagus last year and it came back and is doing really well. So it's going to take a few years to get that established, but I hope to have fresh asparagus. Here is my cut flower garden, still producing, very filled with weeds, kind of a nightmare. I don't go in there. I don't know what's there, probably some cryptid or something. But anyway, it's really crazy. But I will try to get in here and collect some seeds of the zinnias and various plants. The marigold packet that I just tossed in this garden, if you remember, those are my gladioli. We had corn on the other side of that. And I had a teepee here with some squash, and I just threw some marigold seeds. Oh my word, they're just huge. And there are these sort of blousy variety, and some of them are yellow, and I just love them. So they get big. I mean, they're just really big, and they've been really awesome for bouquets. And again, they're just growing right into the walkway, just amazing. And then I had an extra set of, there's a skipper. So there are butterflies, and there are moths, and there are skippers. And this is a skipper. If you can see his antenna, they are curved at the top in sort of a J shape. That is a skipper, and skippers have fatter bodies that almost kind of resemble moths. So anyway, little, what's the word? Lepidoptera lesson. Anyway, so I had some extra zinnia seeds, and I just threw them in this area, and the area is absolutely covered with zinnias. And so we will definitely save some seeds from these and grow more. Zinnias are just so easy to grow, guys. It's crazy. And they're just a perfect farm flower, and it's just amazing. So anyway, here's my what was my flower patch. In this corner, so this is a corner of the garden back here where it's really overgrown. There is somewhere in there a compost that we had started, and we're gonna have to wait till all this dies off, and then I will make a 3-section proper compost bin so that we are making our own compost that I can then use in the greenhouse. Okay, back up this path, and my 10-year-old is harvesting beans. We had pole beans volunteer this year, which means I did not plant them. Can you show me what you got?
A lot.
A lot. Yeah, we've been harvesting these, giving them away. It's absolutely insane. And then Caleb, make sure to leave the ones that are already brown and crunchy, and we'll collect those seeds for next year.
Yeah, you wouldn't see it, but there's actually so many.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's so many. Okay, so around the side of the greenhouse, and Madeline has cleaned out her potager, and she has somewhere sprinkled seeds for various things in there. She has tomatoes still growing. She has some Cherokee purple in here. And again, the garden has just been kind of wild this year, which is fine. Underneath where her tomato plants have gone down is a potato patch. So we'll be digging up potatoes. I moved my hugel mound. This is an herb circle. I moved my hugel mound over here. And so this section over here will become my new hugel mound, and I will plant into it next spring. So basically I will just leave these weeds, and then next spring it will have turned into dirt on the bottom, and I will throw compost on top of that, and I will just plant directly into it. And I mean, it was amazing. I got what, 20 or more butternut squash from 2 plants on the hugel mound. It was amazing. So here's another area where I have just thrown down some lettuce seeds, and I've got lettuces coming up, and I've got some, I think, either arugula. I think that's arugula. Let me look at my, oh, yep, it's arugula coming up there, which is yummy. So I'll be harvesting lettuce. Typically in this garden where we live in St. Louis, which is zone 6B, I believe, I've harvested lettuce and whatnot until December. And if I know that we're getting a hard frost, I just come and literally pick everything that I can and harvest it, and then I put it in bags in the fridge, and then we eat it as we can. So here's the other side of the tomato craze. We've got basil plants that my son has been collecting seeds, and again, more zinnia seeds. I just threw them on the ground, and they just kind of made these beautiful sunny flowers. So okay. Oh, and we have a butterfly visiting our garden, a special variety. Is that a horn, or is that its proboscis that it uses to get seeds? So we're gonna give her distance, because we don't want to scare off the butterflies. All right, guys. Well, that's the October garden tour. I'm making my way back around the greenhouse and up the main path. I'm going to be taking this big pile of ripped out tomato plants and putting them in the compost that is in the orchard. Oh, and one fun thing, a homeschool mom gifted me a black currant bush. So that got in the ground this year, and I'm really excited about that. And anyone want a glass door? I was saving that for a greenhouse that I was going to build myself, but now that my sister and I have decided to do this together, I don't need it. Anyway, guys, that is the end of the garden tour. Hope y'all have a good day, and happy gardening.